Hello, and welcome to our discussion. I'm not really Abraham Lincoln because, he's been dead for a while, but he finally comes into the picture as we discuss in this video the election of 1860. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. First, we need to talk about the fact that the election of 1860 ran on a huge question. Should the Union continue to exist? A lot of people in the South said that they should be able to just go their own way. And so it's really a big question of, do we continue or do we try something new? The Democrats split into two parties. The Northern Democrats are going to nominate Stephen Douglas. The Southern Democrats are going to nominate Breckinridge because Breckinridge is going to uphold slavery. Republicans are going to nominate Abraham Lincoln, who at the time wasn't against all slavery on a national level. He thought it was more important to preserve the Union, but he was against slavery expanding into the West. Finally, last but not least, we have this guy, John Bell, whose position on slavery is unknown. Lincoln wins the majority of electoral votes, but he doesn't even appear on every state's ballot, so that's a huge deal. All right, we're having some camera issues today. So let's go ahead and talk about the Confederacy. So the South is really, really mad that Lincoln leaves. Before he even enters office, South Carolina has seceded or left the Union. By February 1861, he's joined by Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Georgia. Southerners use states' rights to justify secession. Government is based on the consent of the governed. In the Declaration of Independence, it says that. So the South can leave. Jefferson Davis is elected president of the Confederacy. So again, South Carolina, our favorite problem child, leaves first. And then he's joined by a bunch of other states. John C. Calhoun is dead, but think back to the nullification crisis. He told us the South was going to leave. Let's talk about Lincoln's first inaugural address. In Lincoln's inaugural address, he spoke to the seceding states directly. He stated that the Union is perpetual or forever. He vowed to hold federal property in the South, and he pleaded with the South to listen to the better angels of our nature. So I'm going to have you pause for a second and just listen to this.
In your hands, my dissatisfied countrymen, and not in mine is the momentous issue of civil war. The government will not assail you. You can have no conflicts without being yourselves the aggressors. We are not enemies, but friends. We must not be enemies.
So, here we go again. We are going to talk about the attack on Fort Sumter. So shortly after Lincoln is sworn into office, it turns to violence. Confederates attack Fort Sumter, which was a federally armed fort in South Carolina. Lincoln can't get supplies into the fort before the South attacks, so the South takes Fort Sumter. Lincoln calls for troops. Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Arkansas all secede, which means that the Civil War had officially begun. And that will begin our lessons on the Civil War. Congratulations on making it through secession.